Hey, yo, and welcome in, everybody. It's Puppet Joe and the Welsh. No, it's actually not Puppet Joe today. I mean, it could be. No, we're going to do things right because look at that overlay. That's right. It is Bogman. It is the Welsh, an ITL takeover in WO style.
Wow,
Brother.
wow, 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 wow.
It is Scott Bogman hanging in with me today on the leading off. What is up, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jacks? Thanks so much for hanging out. As always, we're very excited to get through all of the stuff, and all of the stuff is brought to you by our friends over at Bet365. Use the promo code leading off. First bet, $1,000 in bonus safety net. Get $5 or bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. That's the hook. Get locked in. We're going to talk about our best bets a little bit later today. Bet365, promo code leading off. Oh, hi, Bogman. How are you? It's great to have a host that's actually beside me today.
Yeah, no internet issues for me so far today, although the internet did go out for me last night. So
Really?
Usually I have pretty stable internet, so we'll see what happens here. But yeah, ready to rock and roll and talk some baseball. It's going to be fun.
Is it like an East Coast thing with there's a lot of sun flare stuff going on right now. Are you East Coasters, Aurora Borealis, and I don't know.
East Coasters. I'm right next to the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh yeah, I guess you're like in the Midwest.
Yeah, I'm just
thinking,
in Central. I'm in Texas.
The frogs, and the, I don't know. I don't know what's happening here around the world. There's internet stuff that's going on. But what's up into the chat? JJ Russo always got me. It's funny that JJ is bringing up my hat. I was hat shopping last night, so I'm trying to maybe pick up another two. So maybe we will see that. Let's see. Best bets, make me some money. That's right, Edward. So we'll talk to you guys in the chat a little bit today. Scott, that's right. ITL full takeover. We have got all the stuff and the things. I don't even know where Joe is, by the way. I mean, Puppet Joe came in, kind of took over a little bit. He might have gotten a little bit upset. Maybe he needed a day off to cool off because literally my hand was able to do the whole thing. And I don't know if you heard this, Boggs. We are now, if we get to 25K on the YouTube, we're going to do an entire show as puppets. FantasyPros is going to let us do it. I don't know how we're going to get the puppets.
Is Jason Segel going to come in here and write a whole script for you guys? That'll be great.
Oh, yeah, the Dracula. That's a great scene, 100%. So we'll try to monitor. If Bogman, if you're monitoring the chat, we'll bring some stuff up if you've got some questions. But today, it is Prospect Day. We're going to be prospecting with me, the Welsh. And I'm taking a little bit of a different turn on it today. So make sure you're locked into later in the episode. It's more of a surprising prospect watch. We got the best bets coming up in a little bit. We got early game. We got a short slate. But Boggs, the short slate, these Thursdays, I guess I'm never like accustomed to it. And then every time Thursday comes, I'm like, oh yeah, we have like 6 games, which is
I don't understand why you can't remember that Thursday is the travel day. Like it's you're always upset every Thursday. You're like, ugh,
every Thursday,
6 games, 5 games, 7 games. I hate it. We need more games. Look, I agree. I wish we could have more games, but you guys got to travel. They got to move. So
I guess I don't know. We could just like plan it really cool. But we the good thing is we've got some really good pitching matchups today. If everybody is paying attention to that, we've got Jared Jones. We've actually Justin Steele is just getting the gauntlet of great Pirates pitchers. Yeah, my best, very good friend Justin Steele. Didn't want to hit him up after the Paul Skeens matchup.
No, I didn't want to talk to him after that.
Nope. Thought I'd get a little hands off on that. Did not hit up Justin Steele, but he's got Jared Jones today. So we got Jared Jones on the mound. We've got Justin Steele on the mound. We've also got Tyler Glass now. So even though we've got a short slate of games, there's a bunch of good stuff. And then, of course, Cooper Criswell. If I'm going to talk about all the great pitchers, let's talk about Razor Ramones, Cooper Criswell, and Joey Estes, of course, throughout. All right, let's get to the headlines, though, Boggs. Aaron Judge, 4 for 4. Huge home run. 3 doubles, 2 runs scored, RBI, and a walk in the Yankees' 4-0 win against the Twins on Wednesday. And we've got them early coming up right after this. Judge finally really getting his feet under him, as Juan Soto has been like the clear-cut MVP on that team.
Yeah, you remember when he was struggling and hitting 207 in March and April, and now he's hitting 378 in May. Right now, he is just absolutely on a heater. So glad to see Judge wake up, get out of it, and be the guy we all thought he was going to be.
Yeah, wake up. First of the month. Let's see, 59% hard hit rate. K percentage is actually down from last year. He's got a 287 expected batting average. Fun fact, he has had an expected batting average of 287 or higher for 4 straight years, Aaron Judge, and the most absurd barreling of any player. Interesting to see, too, how it all correlates long-term with the BatTrack data. Absolute cheap plug, but on the ITL podcast, I'm talking with Eno Saris today, and we're going to only talk about the bat tracking data on Baseball Savant. Like, he wrote this really great article that's talking about the correlations of them. Judge is interesting because Judge, he has a teammate that has the fastest swing in baseball in Giancarlo Stanton, but also one of the worst players in baseball.
I mean, he closes his eyes when he swings that hard.
Yep.
It's pretty obvious.
They also, like, he kind of stinks, and he's got this big loopy swing, even though it's fast, where Judge, even though he's just like, one of the biggest human beings out there, I have to go and look because I want to say he exists in the shorter swing range, and he's got really great bat speed. So I don't know, fun to get all of that. Did you see Joe, by the way, losing it over the blast rate? What a who would think and have such a childish mentality, Bogman, that would mind in the gutter? Not you.
No, of course not. I respect all things properly. So
always have. That's what I've always said about everybody.
Logan said about me.
Logan Webb tossed 6 scoreless innings, 5 strikeouts, and a win over the Dodgers. Little bit dicey. Joe has been super anti Logan Webb. Any trust in Logan Webb picking this, like, as in a buy type of thing? If Logan Webb has not recouped, I think, the original preseason Logan Webb value. So is that something you want to get in now, or do you think this kind of up and down version of Logan Webb is what we have for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I don't. I think he's going to settle in and be fine. This is a guy who is throwing, his Sierra is not terrible. Is 3.51. His ERA is 3.03. He does have some blow-ups in there. He's been, the spike graph for sure in his starts, but I think he's going to be fine. It just, all we want with these pitchers is, honest to God, it's just stay healthy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I see in the chat a lot of people like, he was way better as Mike Stanton. True. Very, very true.
He's just better when he wasn't, this old. It did not regress well. And I mean, I will think about that homer he hit, Giancarlo, the other day, where it was just as I described it, or as it was described online. And Joe had never heard the term piss missile. And I was like, that
really?
He had never heard that term in his life. That's like a me thing. Absolutely annihilate. I'll always think about that. But that's like, Stanton's like a 1 in 20 type of guy. It's like, every 20th thing that happens, like, ooh, this is exciting. And then it's like 18, strikeouts or whatever it is. He's just inconsistent.
It's swing as hard as you can in case you hit it. That is what Stanton's game is.
Yeah. And again, on that bat tracking data, the fastest swing in all of baseball is Stanton, so that's that muscle memory. But fast swings don't necessarily, they're not going to correlate to barreling. And Stanton's like literal proof of that. Seiya Suzuki, 2 for 5 with a home run double, 2 runs scored, and a win over the Braves on Wednesday. The home run was Suzuki's first coming off the IL with an oblique strain. And another little side note I want to talk about with Eno, and I'll bring back to here, is rib and oblique injuries seem to be this new correlation with the faster bats. It's really fascinating across the board.
Yeah.
But as pitchers throw harder, Tommy John has been the correlation, or like elbow issues. With hitters, as bat speed is becoming more and more of a thing, oblique and rib injuries, that's why we've seen so many more of them. This is coming from the uptick in teams and players wanting to swing a lot harder. And there you go. Here's an oblique, the oblique injury that Suzuki just dealt with.
Yeah. And it's funny, mentioning that, like, we saw the pitchers as soon as like the pitching metrics came out, the average fastball went up 2.8 miles per hour since then. So the average bat speed is going to go up because these guys are going to start selling out for bat speed, and we're going to see more injuries. It's exactly what's going to happen. So
Tommy oblique injuries. That's right. That's exactly what it is. Good stuff in the chat. I'm going to bring up a couple things when we get through the headlines. You guys are bringing up Jeffrey Springs. We absolutely should talk about that. The other busted through headlines: Jon Gray, 6 1/3 shutout innings, 3 strikeouts, and a win over the Guardians. He ends the day with a 2.08 ERA, a little over a 1 whip, and a 52 to 14 K to walk ratio over 52 innings. I have been very negative about Jon Gray, in so thinking like he's going to be bumped. Maybe they make a move or when these guys start getting healthy, but he's been good. Do you buy Jon Gray?
Oh man, I feel like every time I roster Jon Gray, he sucks, and so I have no shares of him this year. So this is obviously his best season. So I do not trust Jon Gray. We have not seen a lot of consistency with him. So unlike Logan Webb, who we have, I will just say I'm not going to trust Jon Gray long term. Ride the wave, that's great, but I think it's all going to come crashing down pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the expected stats kind of tell it, but I think the interesting part about it, the difference is from Jon Gray being absolute blah, or is Jon Gray a borderline streamer to hold on the back end of your bench? And that might be the case. He's got a 3.7 expected ERA to his absurdly good ERA, but K percentage up from last year, walk percentage near a career low. His velos are down though, which is something to watch. So that's why I don't think he's like this like consistently awesome hold. But yes, as said right here, regression candidate Jon Gray, that it probably comes from a streamer mentality. So if someone were trying to grab him, you know, you're sure, go ahead, get off of that. But you know, it's kind of interesting. Taj Bradley battled out with Tanner Houck and earned the win in Fenway Park. He struck out 6 while allowing 2 earned runs, 4 hits, and 1 walk. 4-3 victory. Why is that 4-3 victory important? Because I bet 8 under on the runs. That's right. Was 2 for 3 on the bets yesterday. Yeah, the Washington. I got sucked in because Washington's been decent and they're going to be in Chicago. They were plus 150 on the money line through the first 5. But then there was no CJ Abrams, and it was 1-0 after 5. So it wasn't like it was like it's completely stupid one. I just got sucked in by the plus money. But 2 for 3. This was one of them, and it barely hit. This was one of those things too, by the way, where it was like I want to say there were like no runs scored, and then I tuned in, then runs started getting scored. This is that baseball players are like super superstitious. My superstition the other day, I bet on the Diamondbacks and Reds to be under 4.5 runs through the first 5 for 2 innings, no runs. I tuned in, but I'm starting to get like really bad. Like I don't think I can
Welsh,
but bets.
Third and fourth time through the order, you're gonna get hit more. This isn't a magical formula.
I think it was magic. I think it was me. I'm the problem.
Yeah, is that right, Taylor? You're the problem. It's you.
I think I'm the problem.
Right?
Like they were doing fine until I tuned in. My bet was on the line, and I was thinking about my bet. I don't think moving forward I can watch my bets anymore. It's not.
I tell you, what you need to do is you need to take a row of those autograph baseballs and turn the autograph on the inside facing the wall. That will make less runs.
So what, like tournament, like what, like Blair Witch Project, like have them at the wall?
Mm-hmm. Just one row. Can't do all of them. Just one row.
I had a bad omen. A bunch crashed down a little bit ago. Like literally.
Yeah, don't put those back up.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, no, leave them down there. Don't touch it.
Who cracked? Well, okay, sorry, touch this one. This one,
no.
You know what? James Wood. We're going to be talking. Jackson, Maryland, James Wood.
He touched
is that a bad omen for them?
I don't know. They all fell off, and you're over there putting your dirty digits on them. I don't like it.
Well, were they going to live there forever? What am I going to do?
That's where they go now.
Oh, they just live there. That's their home. Yeah. Gotcha.
That's how I treat my
office. Home. Suck my. It is.
Yeah.
All right. And last couple things. Brandon Pfaadt 9 after betting him last week. 0 strikeouts. 9 strikeouts, 1 run over 7 innings Wednesday, and a no decision against the Reds. There's just still some inconsistency. That's that's what it is with Brandon Pfaadt. But
he looked great though. I mean, the one bad pitch to Espinal is really all he had. So really, really good start for Brandon Pfaadt, and the D-backs need it. So
that's right. And the Braves gave Ronald. I thought it was weird. Braves gave Ronald Acuna the day off on Wednesday because they wanted, as they called this, him to detox as a way to break his slump. That's just a day off. And Eddie Perez had said that they believe that Acuna is pressing, and they said sometimes you force some things. But I thought it was so weird that they use the word detox as the term of like what, like, did they do anything else? Like, you could just say a day off, but how many detoxes have you done?
Detoxes?
Day off or detoxes? Do they ever?
I mean, I've done a lot of days off. I don't think I've done a detox.
And I'm not talking about like you going to Filberto's detoxing, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's a different way to clean out the system, right?
So, it's not that detox.
I understand what you're talking about. 0 shares of detoxing. So
all right. Well,
yeah.
Ronald Acuna is detoxing.
I also didn't eat like, the paper you're supposed to eat and then it comes out, it sounds like you're wanting all hippie stuff here.
Yeah. Do you think this is a bad omen? Sabo said he doesn't like that I'm on Joe's side, but this is the host side and I'm hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a bad omen? Fine. I'm looking for omens. I'm trying to control omens right now. They're freaking me out.
Yeah. Quit looking for omens. It's,
okay. I don't want to do these balls. Should I look at, someone said James Wood ACL tears coming in. I'm going in for another ball.
Ooh.
We have, Dylan Cruz.
What? Yeah, put it back.
This is a prospect-based one.
What are you just murdering all the Nationals prospects? Is that what's happening right now?
I'm giving everybody some knowledge here on what's going to be happening here. So Dylan Cruz was the second ball that fell down early this morning. Quick little rookie looking, and then what we're getting to. Jordan Beck launched his first home run of the year, which was awesome. As the Rockies absolutely obliterated Michael King 8-0. Jordan Beck.
Rockies have been scoring some runs. Yeah.
Jordan Beck, one of those reasons why, I know a lot of the prospects have not worked, but him in that, vicinity of Colorado, it's kind of a good thing. And especially with the homer, might not be going away soon, but I will tell you, Chris Bryant, I think it was yesterday, started a rehab assignment. So Jordan Beck's really going to have to keep hitting so that they don't make a move. This also doesn't help. Yeah, this is right. 39% K rate for Jordan Beck, but I'd expect he's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Chris Bryant ever comes back, didn't he talk about how his back issues are just going to be chronic for the rest of his career and all of that? So I don't know. If Chris Bryant is back, does anyone really know? I guess that's my question.
Like a tree falls in the woods.
That's right. Yeah. It's a very philosophical question here.
Oh, you almost Welshism that.
I almost did. Yeah.
You're really close. We talked about him like over the last couple of days. Jackson Chourio. Everyone's like, can I cut bait? Blah, blah, blah. Well, he went 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer on Wednesday. Blowout win for the Pirates. Absolutely huge that we get Chourio going again if you guys are going to hold on. But as I had said in the Discord chat, which as always, if I can find the proper thing, it's so much easier when Joe is hosting, so I don't have to like press all the buttons. But if you guys, come over and hang out with us on the Discord when we do the cleaning up show, fantasypros.com/chat or fantasypros.com/cleaning up, you can get directly into it. We were just talking about that, and I was like, at the end of the day, if I could put him on the bench and just sit, that's what I would like. But if Chourio was in a position where, he was like starting every single day, the question was Chourio versus Kepler at the time. And it's like, well, Kepler's been really hot. If you're just eating all of that production from Chourio, then yeah, Kepler at this point in redraft would make a lot of sense. But if it's a situation where you got 4 or 5 bench spots, I would rather have the upside of Chourio than like once a week throw in a guy that's getting like a little bit of production. Does that make sense how I'm saying that?
Yeah, it definitely does. So I mean, look, let's hope this is the spark that lights it all for Jackson Chourio, and he starts to move towards a Rookie of the Year candidate and not a send down candidate.
Yeah.
So
speaking of send down, Jack Leiter, bye. So
what are you supposed to do?
I got some like internal things on him. Let's just say there's a consensus going on that Jack Leiter is going to be moving into more of a relief range because that fastball is not working. I believe he needs to add a pitch, but there are some, won't say where, thinking that profile is now going into the relief range. Hey, Bogman, what just happened?
The cat feeder went off, of course. So goes off at like somewhere around noon here every day, and
only when Bogman podcasts with me.
Your favorite thing in the world.
It is. It's like a drinking game. Like every time Bogman's feeder goes off, just have a drink or Welshism.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could create a whole like bingo drinking game version. But let's change to what hopefully everybody wants to check out. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go prospecting with the Welsh. Let's get your prospecting voice there, Bogman.
Oh, look, it's prospecting with the Welsh. We're going to go find us some gold.
Well, look at all those baseballs. We're looking for the golden baseball, like right here. Oh, there's a golden one.
Look here. It's a golden baseball.
Now, this piece of art, if you're watching on the video side, is important because there's a lot of baseballs, and there's some that are further back there. And that's actually what the theme of today's prospecting with the Welsh is going to be, because I would say from a prospecting stash standpoint, the names are still the names from last week. it is still Junior Caminero. The positive work, I do want you guys to know, he played second base, as we mentioned. That, I think, means he's coming soon, May 24th, my guess. So Caminero's coming soon. James Wood, absolutely the hottest minor league hitter right now in AAA. You know these guys. This has literally not changed since last week. So my article that's going to be coming out is taking another angle. These are going to be prospects to stash that are in AA. These are going to be surprising prospects that could make the jump. Like, how often, what would you say we see AA prospects make big jumps or something like that? Like couple a year? Do you recall?
Yeah, it's not many, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who was the last AA to the bigs jump for the D-backs? Was it Mark Reynolds? I mean, I remember him.
Well, this also might not necessarily be guys jumping from AA. These might be summer call-ups, but these are the guys that are further away, but an injury or the shock and surprise could happen. These are the AA prospects that we may see this year for redraft. I say all of that to say I am cheating on the very first one because I just want to talk about him. So this is the only little slight caveat. There's going to be 10 names in the article you can check out with still the prospects to stash. But the guys we're going to talk about today, number one is my cheat, and it is Jacob Wilson, former Grand Canyon University out here locally, who plays with the Oakland, future Las Vegas, maybe Sacramento Athletics or whatever name they're going to be called. Jacob Wilson just got moved up to AAA. Now, what's crazy about this whole process is he is probably the best hitter in this entire organization. In AA, by the way, he was drafted last year. He hit .455 in AA. In AAA, since the move, which has only been a handful of games, he's hitting .375. He's got 3 homers, 2 stolen bases, and probably the most amazing stat about him is the 12 strikeouts in 112 at-bats. The caveats to him, he doesn't walk a ton, which is not super great. The second is he's kind of been a Luis Rise type of player. Everyone always asks, where's the power? Where's the speed? The positive is in AA, we started to see some of that power manifest itself. He's got a Corbin Carrollness, and Corbin Carroll we mentioned the other day, he said he flattened his swing out. And that's what Jacob Wilson kind of has. He's a lower barrel percentage guy. He's not afraid to have like a slower swing.
He's going to be on that high, high contact, slower swing like a Rise.
So he's a great points league player. But I really do truly believe that there's the potential. I talked about this on my Prospect One podcast, that I think he could start barreling a little bit more. And this team could give him the opportunity. And if he walks into 10 to 15 homers and he steals 10 to 15 bags, all of a sudden, Jacob Wilson is a guy that could lead off for this team, and he's going to hit over 300, and he's already at AAA. This A's team is going to probably demolish some of the pieces they have. They do have a guy ahead of him in Max Muncy that could go, but I think he is so advanced, Jacob Wilson is, that we could see him this season. So he's one of those guys who's in AAA right now that could make the jump, and I think it's a no-brainer in points leagues, and there's a possibility with all these power hitters around that maybe he becomes even more of a valuable Luis Rise version if that power and speed comes together. So he is one of the shock and awe prospects that are out there. Boggs, over in the Arizona Fall League, coming in at number 2, we saw Carson Williams from the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm putting him on this list. He is in AA, 336 in AA, 5 homers, 9 stolen bases. He had a strikeout problem in the Arizona Fall League, but this year, under 25%. And you want to know why? This is not even rhetorical. I'm going to ask you. You can set me up.
Okay.
You want to know why I also put Carson Williams on this list?
Why did you also put him on this list, Welsh?
Great question. And I'm going to answer it, Boggs, because you've already seen Junior Caminero move over to second base. Carson Williams is probably defensively the best shortstop in this organization. He's hitting like crazy, which they need. And he is an A-plus major league ready defender that I think that move for Caminero to go over to second base, who has a great relationship. Carson Williams, I interviewed him, told me about his relationship with Caminero. What a great combo to have Carson Williams and Caminero working together, who are friends, who have worked together. I think this could be another summer move that we see, or something shocking. Caballero is like stealing too many bases right now.
Yeah.
With the problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say that, yeah, I mean, it is Caballero, so it is tougher, like who is holding back Jacob Wilson? Nobody. Yeah. So there are a couple little road blocks. Probably want to see him in AAA first. So probably later in the summer, but definitely a possibility.
And that's why this is one of those prospects to stash that would be in AA. I loosely use this, by the way. This is more of a like summer prospects you're going to see, but something could happen. Caballero could get hurt. Carson Williams, I think, is the type of player that they wouldn't hate even pushing the jump, making the jump if they were forced into it. So he's a guy to pay attention to. Number 3 on the list, it's a pitcher, Caden Dana. He's the youngest of all the guys on the list. He's only 20 years old, but it's the Angels. 7 starts so far, a 2.2 ERA, a sub 1 whip, 0.83, and he's held batters to a 154 batting average. The Angels do not develop their prospects. This is a guy that I could see jumping from AA. Now, they're not necessarily winning games. They like to play this game when Mike Trout is healthy. If he gets back healthy somehow, and they wanted to do this game, Caden Dan is a guy I think they wouldn't even bother with AAA, and he could make the jump, kind of a la AJ Smith-Shawver as well. Fastball slider guy, curve, command has shown himself better. Caden Dana is a AA prospect that you could look to stash that could make a big move. The other 2, you're going to know this guy. How about Deyvison De Los Santos?
He's gone. He's back. He's gone. He's back. Yeah.
Yeah. Deyvison was a Diamondback. He was claimed in the Rule 5 by the Guardians. What I think is very interesting is what they value in low strikeouts and high walks. They did not hold on to him. He was returned to the Diamondbacks, and guess what? He's currently rocking a career low strikeout rate of 21%. He's got a 3.46 slash. He's hitting over 350 right now. He's 20 years old. He has 12 homers. He's not good defensively, but I could see Diamondbacks vaulting him up to see what they truly have in him, because he might be a trade candidate, and you could see him as a DH if they were looking for an offensive boost, if there were some type of injury. But he is the type of player who was a stone's throw away from being in the majors. He was also in the AFL. And then finally, the last one on the prospects to stash that are in AA, Tyler Locklear with the Seattle Mariners. The what?
Heather's son. Is that right?
That's Heather's, clearly Heather's son. 300 batting average, 5 homers, 3 stolen bases in AA right now. Also an over 400 OBP, 3.45 slash. Mariners have been looking for some offensive push. If a guy like Ty France were to go down, you just saw JP Crawford just got smacked in the arm again. Bunch of stuff going on there. Locklear is another one of those guys who played in the AFL that could make that jump. He can play third, he can play first. Again, are these guys coming up tomorrow? No. Are these the next guys to get that big call-up that you would want to stash tomorrow? No. Those are Kent Monero and James Wood. But these are the guys in AA that we could see this summer.
Put them on your watch list.
Yeah. Put on your watch list. That is exactly right. And we went from all those baseballs and those prospects down to the nitty-gritty. That's right.
That's what Welsh's floor looks like right now.
It's actually exactly what my floor looks like. Prospecting with the Welsh. Those are the AA prospects to stash. Let's pick up another ball.
No. Let me guess. Is it a national?
Oh, you know who this one is? Ethan Salas. Uh-oh. All right, trade him. So Dylan Crew. That's a pretty good crew that fell there, by the way.
I know.
Dylan, this is all like top 10.
Why are you letting all those good baseballs fall? Don't do that. What are you doing?
I didn't mean to. I just literally I got up to change my hat. I had the white BP hat on, and then it was screwing with the camera. So I got up, and then all this explosion happened out
and
here.
then Donald Duck showed up and started making noises.
I can't. Can you do a Donald Duck? I can't do one.
That's all I can do.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Bugman's not feeling good either today. So
no,
I don't want to make you have to do that. So all right. 3 up and 3 down. Framber Valdez, 7 scoreless innings, 8 strikeouts, and a win over the A's. Freddie Freeman, 2 for 4, run scored, a walk against the Giants on Wednesday. And Adolis Garcia, 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer as the Rangers shut out the Guardians. No homers for me for Corey Seager. Boo. 3 down. Lance Lynn, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts, 5 innings against the Angels. Joey Lucchesi allowed 5 earned runs on 5 hits. Which I love.
What the booty man died for right there. Was for
that's right.
Start.
Always bet those. He did. And Adrian Hauser, I believe, got scratched from that. So that's why Lucchesi was up. Walked 4 as well. And Michael King was smashed. I know Joe actually put some of this show sheet together. I know this one hurt him. 6 earned runs, 8 hits across 5 1/3. Dealing with him with my rest of season ranks too. I'm starting to demolish his ranks.
I mean, you have to be good to stay on teams, and
he's not good.
Yeah, it's been a rough go so far for King.
Injuries. Tyler McGill is going to return from the IL on Sunday or Monday. Nick Lodolo was just placed on the 15-day with a left.
Frustrating.
Yeah, and this is just a constant with the leg stuff too. Left groin strain. Joe Musgrove said he's hopeful he's going to return on Sunday against the Braves. Good start. I'm then selling. Max Scherzer scheduled to play catch on Wednesday. Trey Turner took some ground balls, which is a great sign. Lane Thomas coming back from that MCL with his left knee. He ran the bases.
Need him back.
Well, I mean, I also want James Wood. And Garrett Whitlock pitched 4 2/3 scoreless innings. So those are all of your injuries. And then if I can find it, because this is actually not correct, because guess what? Bogman, do you know how to do this bit? Best bets and then go of the day. Okay, so it's time for the best bets
of the day
with not Joey P. It's actually Bogman. Pretend there's a beard and a Diamondbacks hat and then a cat feeder sound in the background feeding the cat, and the Welsh. That's right. We're going to give you our best bets of the day, brought to you by Bet365, promo code leading off, the best place to make your best bets of the day. All right, Bogman.
I'm trying to do that Joe face.
That is he's got the De Niro thing. Let's hear yours, because I've done a lot of talking. What are your best bets of the day that we can lock into?
I'm going to take JD Martinez over 1.5 total bases. You are getting plus 145 on that. He is 500 in his career versus Walker with a double and a homer. That is my first one. I'm going to go with a hot hitter on my second one. He's also got a good PVB here. Connor Joe over 1.5 total bases. It's the same plus 145 on Bet365. And he is 6 for 10 with a bomb versus steal in his career. And my last one, I'm going to ride this Astros winning streak. They're minus 1.5 at home versus Oakland today. They've won 4 in a row. I think they pull out another win here.
Okay, I like it. Going over to my best bets of the day. I have to see where I even wrote them. Did I write them? I wrote them under Joe. That's another bad omen on the show sheet. Do you see that? I wrote mine under Joe.
I was wondering where they went. I figured you just didn't write them on the sheet.
This is an omen show. Like, I'm not sure if I like that. I've been a little bit better than Joe this year, so let's take it with a grain of salt. Speaking of, and see, this is weird. Look at these weird omens. What's my top bet of the day? It's a Mets bet, and I put it under Joe.
Ooh.
All right, guys.
I like that subliminal thinking, Welsh.
I don't either. And it's Mets Philly first 5 over 4.5 runs. You can get that around minus 110, minus 115. We've just seen a ton of runs scored for Philly lately. I mean, I got to tell you, over the last week and a half, it's been one of my probably best tracked bets is just tailing Philly. But you've got Quintana, who's got a 5.5 ERA. You've got Taijuan Walker, who's got an almost 5 ERA. I checked the weather. There's no big crazy stuff. There's no big crazy wind pulling in. There's no insane rain or anything like that. This is just going to be 2 stinky pitchers giving up runs. So through the first 5 innings, give me over essentially 5 runs or more. That's my first bet. Jared Jones. Now, Jared Jones, his worst strikeout performance of the year came against the Chicago Cubs, but I think he's got a better feel on the Chicago Cubs. And we saw Paul Skeens have a really good, solid, dominant performance. He just wasn't able to go deep. So I'm coming back to Jared Jones, who has had a litany of huge, big strikeout performances early on this season. And we've seen a Cubs team regress from a strikeout perspective as of late. So I'm taking Jared Jones on the alt strikeouts today, which is almost 2-1. It's plus 208 is where I found it. So 8+ strikeouts today. He did only have 4 against the Cubs last outing, but we've seen 10, 7s, and 9s. I think he's going to get at the Cubs today. So I'm taking the alt strikeout. And then this actually might be my favorite that I was able to find. Dodgers team total runs, 4.5 over for the full game, around minus 125. That bet is the Dodgers scoring 5 or more runs. Algorithms have them over 5 right now. They're going up against Brett Suter with the Reds, against the Reds, and you got Glass now. I love them to score 5 or more runs. So minus 125, Dodgers team total runs. And then I put together a fun little nutty parlay for you. So take the alt strikeouts of Tyler Glass now at 10+. By the way, his number today is 8.5. That is his
I
normal
know.
line.
I saw all those strikeout numbers, and it's a limited slate, and I was like, I just don't like any of these today.
8.5 is a huge number.
It's a big number.
So let's go up. Let's alt it to 10. Pair that with the Jared Jones alt at 8. It's almost 7-1 for payout. It was like 693. It's going to be somewhere in that vicinity. Jared Jones 8 strikeouts, Tyler Glasnow 10, combo together, get close to 7-1, and have really the best time that you could possibly have in the betting world today, even though there's a little bit of an omen for your best bets of the day. That's right, with Scotty B and the Welsh, not Joey B. I am worried about the omens, though. A little bit about the omen world has got me.
It's
scared.
okay. Buy some crystals. You'll be fine. Don't even worry about it.
Have you ever been crystal purchased for you?
Yeah, actually, right here. Our friend Denise, Jesse's wife, when I stayed with them, is a crystal person. She gave me a crystal.
So what does that crystal do for you there, Bugs?
I don't know. It's like a rubbing stone.
Oh, you finally got a heart. You're like the 10
Oh
man?
Yeah, I'm like the Tin Man. Yeah. Finally got a heart. Here it is. It's gonna grow 10 sizes bigger. So
I'm so happy for you. You're like the Grinch. You finally got your heart. You just gotta shove it in there a little bit. Get the sucker in there. Home run call. I'm gonna tell you this. All right, chat right now. Give me a name. I'm going to pick one of your names. I didn't even pick one out with all the stuff I was prepping for the show today. I did see somebody say I should go Connor Joe. So, Boggs, you give me your home run call of the day, and then I'm going to take whatever I see like multiple of in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Aaron Judge. He was 4 for 4 yesterday with 3 doubles and a bomb. He's hitting 353 with 5 of his 11 homers in day games. Day game today, it is actually starting right now. So if you can get it in, go ahead. But Aaron Judge is my homer call.
All right. What does the chat have for me? I might pick the Connor Joe one. I see a Kepler. I see a Mookie. Anybody else? I see Kepler. You know what? It's Kepler. It's Kepler. Popped up twice. Kepler's probably going up against a left. Is he even playing? Oh, it's happening right now. I can't pick Kepler. It's happening this second. So
I just picked Judge.
You picked. But see, I didn't
pick Connor Joe. We can both be on Connor Joe.
De La Cruz, see Judge, Schwarber. Oh, you know what? No. Everybody's right. It's a Schwarberfest day. 100%. Always Schwarberfest.
Gunnar and Schwarber. Lefty.
I don't care. Schwarberfest. Okay.
That's
what does it matter for me? I don't do anything on the home run board because I stink. Here is the home run board if everybody wants to see it. Number 1, Pazzi at 17, holding off B-Trot at 16. We got a couple. Sklarp at 15. Joe is 6th with 14. It's disgusting. I have 10 homers. I cannot get on this board. And unfortunately, Boggs, you haven't been very consistent on here, so we don't have you on, even though I think you have like 2.
Yeah, I think I have 2, and I picked 3 days. So, yeah, I need to definitely get way more on it. But I'll be happy when Judge hits his bomb today. Yeah. That'll make me happy. So,
what's your? Can you give me your version of Puppet Joe? What would your Puppet Joe sound like?
Hey yo, I'm Puppet Joe. I'm having a good time with everybody. I don't have any hair.
No, that's what Joe said. We've been telling you the whole time. That's my favorite. Oh man, we are laughing. Also, you guys can check out Puppet Joe tells you everybody check out Bet365, our great sponsor. Use promo code leading off because hey yo, we've always told you bet 5. Get 150 in bonus bets. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS off. 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply. Promo code leading off. Hey, yo. I don't have a really good Joe voice or anything like that. Great job, everybody hanging in the chat. You guys were a lot of fun. You're probably going to see more Puppet Joe stuff. Don't really know what else. I was going to answer some questions, but Boggs and I always kind of go long on everything. That's just what we do.
It's what we do.
Yeah. Oh, it was good seeing it. Good seeing you doing baseball on here on live streams.
I love it, man.
Not that I don't talk to you every single day.
I know. But yeah, Joe needed me to help out. I'm always available. So happy to do it. A lot of fun.
You guys can all speculate on what Joe's doing. If he's out buying a puppet, I'm a real Joe comes back. I'm a real
He already said online. Someone asked him. He's taking Mama Bear to a doctor's appointment. So he's being a great son. He's just being a really good son. That's what we expect from Joey. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Joe's a great guy. Puppet or not, internet or not, whatever it is. Glad to have you guys. Make sure you're over on the Discord. You got some questions, you can drop that in. Free Discord. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, I should have done this on the bet. One of the dev guys had DM'd me. We have system. It's really cool with betting pros. They've got these system bets, algorithm-based bets, and they've been working on them. And there's a current system you guys should check out that was a K-prop system. And it's got like a 70% hit rate right now. The ROI is really good. And they are on Tyler Glasnow right now. Cool thing you can do is go and download the Betting Pros app today. And then you can scroll through. There is a point called systems, and you can go and lock in. You can follow them. You can also follow us. You can follow me, bettingpros.com/Welsh. On a little 3-day heater, though the omens scare me. Before we go, you want me to check the last ball?
The last ball. Let's see what it is.
All right, the last ball.
If it's Archie Bradley, I'm just leaving.
This one's gonna not make people not happy. The last ball is a dual. It
can't be Chourio.
It's a dual. It's not a prospect. It's a dual autograph of Jared Kelenic and Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, 0 shares. I'm fine with that one.
The omen of Julio does not look good. So those were the balls that fell. We will see how they lie, as the podcast always does. Follow me on Twitter at @IsItTheWelsh. Follow Boggs at Bogman Sports. But the story of the game goes on. We love you all, and we will talk to you on Friday. Welsh, Puppet Joe, Pizza Pia, and Bogman. Good night for now. Enjoy some baseball today.
See ya.
Bye-bye. In the stream.